Everybody, it is Vicky Powell, the Retail Business Queen. I thought I would do a very quick and straightforward way of explaining the difference in all the terminology for Mailchimp. Got a few people who are setting up their email marketing lists, and initially when you start to work with Mailchimp, it can be a little bit confusing. So once you've logged in as your business, as you can have separate sign-ins for different businesses and build different lists for different businesses. But once you've signed in, we've got up here, we've got campaigns, templates, lists, reports, and photos. So just talking you through each of those, the list is a list that sort of a database, a list that you want your subscribers to be compiled on. So if you get junk mail from somebody and you like, get me off their list, somewhere that company will have compiled a list a little bit like this with your details on. So think of it like that. So think of it as, just an A to Z of all the people that you want to talk to. So you can set up different lists, and I have different lists for different freebies. As you can see here, I've got some new ones coming out. I've got trade shows, I've got a launch planner, I've got Facebook audience, and we've got a spring social media challenge. And what I want to do is to get people onto each of those lists, because I will target different people for different things. People who are interested in visiting trade shows, I want to see how many people sign up to that one, and Facebook and so on. And I will then put them on a master list. But for now, let's keep things straightforward and let's just talk about building a list. So if you are starting from scratch and you do not have any current record of your customers or your subscribers or your clients, then we are just setting up a very simple database list, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So what we have to do first is create a list. So we click on create. There we go. Oops. And we give it a name, master list. You put the email address in that you want it to come from. Oops. Now with the default from name, this is what will appear when your newsletter lands in their inbox. If you just put Vicky, or if you put Julie or whatever, they're not really going to know who it is. So it does help if you put Julie at the wool shop, or Jane at Scrummy Cafe or whatever. So I always put Vicky Powell, Retail is Queen, and keep that consistent as well. Then for GDPR reasons, you need to remind them how they signed up to your list. And a really important point here is you cannot just ask people to message you with their email address. It's not GDPR compliant, because you do not have permission from them to market to them on a regular basis. So it's important to share the link to this sign-up form that we're going to create in a second, rather than ask them just to give you their email address. So we can, it says you can reuse one from another list, or you can set up one up. So we could set one up. So it could be you find a short form in my shop giving good permission to send you relevant emails and newsletters. And then you need your contact information. I think this pulls through from Mailchimp anyway, but you can edit that. But again, really, particularly if you're a limited company, you need to put your full address on there. Put the address of your premises, but you do need to have an address there. And then you can just click on the different notifications, whether you want them to know on a day-by-day basis who's subscribed or unsubscribed. Whatever it is that suits you, we'll just click that one. So save. So there is our master list. At the moment we've got no contacts in there. So we are going to create a sign up form. So here we go, create a sign up form. And this is the easiest one, the form builder. Okay. Now this here is the code that you need to give people, and that's the link to let them sign up to your list. And here we have master list. Now you can get super clever and super talented with this. You can use an image. So let's add an image, and all your images will be in here. Oh my goodness. Let's just add that one as an image. Just added that one in. So to add new images, you need to go into, let's just upload, and then that will link to files on your computer. So let's insert that image. And there it is. So that is far too big. I need to amend that, but I'm just showing you for speed purposes how to add an image. Ideally this would be your company header. Actually let's remove that. Let's add here we go. So this is an image that Christina has created for me, which goes up there. So that's the image that I have got to this freebie. Then you can add a message here. So you put, thank you for signing up to my email list. You can, just as in like Word and on WordPress, you can change the font, you can change bold, colour, size, whatever you want to do. So there you go, thank you for signing up to our email list. And then these are the fields that you are currently set as default asking your subscribers to fill in. So you definitely need their email address, and to be fair, I like to have their first name, but after that I think the more information you ask them to fill in, the more you put them off. So let's get rid of that. We're not bothered about their phone number. Mailchimp does make you type in the word delete. So there you go, very, very, very simple form. You can add loads more detail, all this grey section here, you can add colour, it's all here. You can add an outer wrapper, there's loads and loads of stuff you can do, change the background colour to whatever you want, play around with it, it's really, really easy to do, but this is the code that we need to give to people. And if I pop that into here, there you go, that gives you the form. So going back to this, you've set that up, and then actually it automatically pulls through and does it for you with an unsubscribe form, thank you emails. It just pulls through, so it's really, really easy to do. So that is how easy it is to set up your initial list. So that's the list. If I go back to there, so there it is, master list. So that is what we've just created. And that is where we will collect all of our email addresses. Now, the next thing to do to start sending your newsletters is to send a campaign. So think of a campaign, it's like a marketing campaign, that's why it's called a campaign. It could be a newsletter, it could be an offer, it could be just a very simple text email that just points them to a landing page, or it could point them to your Facebook page. Whatever it is, it's a campaign, it's some sort of communication. So we go on to campaigns. These are the ones I've got in draft and sent and things. So we go into create campaign, and we're going to email, and let's call it February newsletter. There we go. And there where it says who are you sending this campaign to, and it says add recipient, that's where you go and you choose your list. And that's where you pick the list that you want it to go to. So in this instance, it will be the master list. And then you can personalize. F name means first name. So if we have collected that first name on the sign up form, it will say, hi Vicky, hi Jane, hi Julie, whatever they've typed in. Save that. From, it's defaulting there. Subject, this is quite important, you want a subject. They do recommend, gurus recommend that you add a couple of emojis. So you can put Feb already, and then preview text. So again, it's recommended that you put something kind of interesting, catchy. Can you believe it's Feb already? Oh. And have we got offers for you? There we go, save. And then you go in to design your email. This is where it can take time, or you can get someone like Christina, my VA, to do a save template. So here's all my templates. But easy peasy lemon squeezy, there is my newsletter there. And then to change any text, you just click on this bit here, edit block, you can change it. So let's pretend that I've created this email, saved it, and then up here you've got lots of options. Send a test email. I'd always recommend you send a test email to yourself, look at it on your mobile and laptop, see what it looks like. You can, if you've spent ages doing a lovely layout, you could save it as a template. And save and exit is, no it isn't, sorry, save and close is what we want. It's not letting me send it at the moment because we've not got any subscribers. If I did, I could click on there and it would say, it wouldn't have resolved. I would go up here and I could send it now, or I could schedule it for sending it later, this evening, tomorrow, 1st of Feb, whatever it might be. But at the moment, I've just got to go into finish later, and it saved it as a draft. So that is setting up a list, and that is and giving them a code for them to subscribe to. And then once they've got that code, once you have created your newsletter and made sure that you're sending it to your master list, they should be getting emails on a regular basis. If you go into the report section, it will show you when you've created a campaign and you've pressed live on a campaign. It will show you how many people clicked, how many people opened it, how many people clicked on any links, and then you'll get reports about people who've unsubscribed. You'll get reports on any that bounce back where people have given you the wrong email address, but that is quite useful for you to look at on a regular basis, because if nobody is opening them, then you need to look at it really. But the things that we are interested in is lists. So if you are a beginner, you just wanted to create one master list and popping everybody on there. Later on down the line, you can create different lists for different freebies. You could create different lists for different types of customers. You could create lists for people whose email addresses you've collected in the shop using a GDPR compliant form, and you could create a list for people who've subscribed on your online on your website. So you can then view your database in different ways. And once you've set up that list, it's then a campaign is a newsletter or some sort of marketing activity that you're sending out, and that's how they will get your newsletter. Hope that helps. Any questions, let me know. Drop me an email, vicky@rbqconsultancy.co.uk. Message me in the groups or on Facebook, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.